Picture this. A 19-year-old girl, Ashley Wallace, wakes up in a hospital bed, surrounded by police officers accusing her of being a serial killer. It's September 14th, 2007, a day that should have been just another ordinary day. But instead, it marked the beginning of an extraordinary nightmare for Ashley. The police had found a note, a chilling confession to the murders of her father and stepfather. The problem? Ashley didn't write this letter. She had no recollection of the events described, no memory of the heinous acts she was accused of. In that unsettling moment, Ashley found herself entangled in a web of suspicion and fear, a pawn in a sinister game she didn't understand. As the investigation unfolded, it would reveal a dark underbelly of deceit and treachery that rocked the quiet community of Clay, New York. What happened to Ashley that night would uncover one of the most disturbing serial killers the state of New York has ever seen. Ever. A year earlier, Ashley lived a happy life with her sister Bree and her mother Stacy, who was also her best friend. They were a tight-knit trio in the small town of Weedsport, New York. Ashley, a bright and bubbly 19-year-old, was especially close to her mother. They shared everything from laughter and stories to dreams and secrets. Stacy, a loving and caring mother, was Ashley's rock, her confidant, her guiding light. Their bond was so strong it was almost palpable. Ashley's sister Bree added to this merry mix with her youthful energy and infectious laughter. The three of them together painted an idyllic picture of familial love and unity, a perfect snapshot of a happy family. On August 13th, 2007, 19-year-old Ashley was at home, headed for bed after a fun night drinking with her mom. That night, Ashley's life took a disturbing turn for the worse. September 14th, the following morning, Ashley Wallace is found lying in her bed, unresponsive. The room is still. A chilling silence hangs in the air. Next to her, an empty bottle of alcohol and a scattering of prescription pills. It's a scene that paints a grim picture, but the most unsettling part of it all, a letter. In this letter, a confession. Two murders detailed with chilling precision. One, David Castor. The other, Michael Wallace. The latter name rings a bell, a deafening one. Michael Wallace, Ashley's own father. The problem, the twist in this already macabre tale, is that Ashley didn't write that letter. This discovery sends shockwaves through the quiet community of Clay, a town where everybody knows your name, where the biggest event is the annual bake-off at the local church. Suddenly, it's the epicenter of a horrifying crime. The news spreads like wildfire. It's talked about at the grocery store, the local diner, the school gates. Everyone has a theory, a whisper of suspicion, but no one could predict the truth that would eventually unravel. The police, the community, they're all left with questions. Questions that hang heavy in the air. Who wrote the letter? Why was Ashley in such a state? And perhaps the most chilling question of all, could the young, sweet Ashley really be responsible for the death of her own father? The answers to these questions would take time. Time filled with investigation, suspicion, and fear. But what they would uncover would shake this small town to its very core. And what happened to Ashley that night will uncover one of the most disturbing serial killers the state of New York has ever seen. A mother, a friend, a killer. It's a story that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about family, trust, and the unimaginable depths of human deceit. The year is 1999. In the small town of Weedsport, New York, 11-year-old Ashley Wallace lives with her family. Her father, Michael, is a mechanic she admires and looks up to. Her mother, Stacy, is her best friend, the one she can have hour-long conversations with about anything and everything. Ashley's little sister, Bree, is her constant companion in this seemingly idyllic family setup. But as the months roll on, the relationships within this family begin to fray. Ashley's mother, Stacy, confides in a friend about her growing dissatisfaction with her marriage. She's considering a divorce, but with the holiday season approaching, she decides to postpone the decision until the new year. Meanwhile, Ashley senses a change in her mother. Stacy, once her confidant and friend, is becoming increasingly irritable and aggressive. The affectionate mother-daughter relationship seems to be slowly replaced by a disciplinarian dynamic. Stacy is the one meting out punishments, while Michael, Ashley's father, provides the affection and comfort. As November turns to December, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. Michael Wallace, Ashley's father, falls ill. He complains of a strange dizziness, an inexplicable feeling of being inebriated, even when he hasn't touched a drop of alcohol. He consults a doctor who diagnoses him with an ear infection and sends him home. Christmas Eve arrives, and Michael attends a holiday dinner at his mother's house. His condition, however, is far from improved. He appears bloated, and his health seems to be in a steady decline. His family is worried, but they believe it's just a lingering cold, a minor ailment that he'll eventually shake off. But as we delve deeper into the story, a chilling reality begins to surface. Michael Wallace isn't suffering from a simple ear infection or a stubborn cold. The truth is far more sinister. The truth is, Michael is being poisoned. December 1999. Suddenly, Michael Wallace falls ill, struck by a persistent dizziness that keeps him confined to his bed. His world spins uncontrollably, a sensation so intense it leaves him feeling intoxicated, even when he hasn't touched a drop of alcohol. He seeks medical help, describing his symptoms to a doctor who, unable to connect the dots, treats him for an ear infection and sends him home. But his condition doesn't improve. Instead, it worsens. As the days pass, Michael's health continues to decline rapidly. His face and hands become bloated, his energy drains away, and he spends most of his time in bed or lying on the couch, too weak to move. His family watches helplessly as he deteriorates, their concern growing with each passing day. On Christmas Eve, Michael somehow manages to attend a holiday dinner at his mother's house. But his appearance shocks everyone. He looks worse than ever, his face puffy and his hands swollen. Concerned, his sister asks him what's wrong. He brushes off her concern, attributing his condition to a cold. But deep down, everyone knows it's something far more serious. The truth is, Michael is being poisoned. But by whom? And why? The answers to these questions remain shrouded in mystery, the poisoner's identity hidden in the shadows. As the new year dawns, Ashley Wallace's life takes a devastating turn. January 11th, 2000. Ashley returns home from school to find her father asleep on the couch. It's a sight she's become accustomed to over the past few weeks. Only this time, it's different. This time, Michael Wallace would never wake up. His silent form on the couch marks the end of his battle, a battle he didn't even know he was fighting. And so, we're left with a chilling realization. Michael Wallace didn't just fall ill, he was murdered. And the person responsible was closer to him than anyone could have ever imagined. In the span of 2 years, Ashley Wallace's world was turned upside down. From a seemingly normal family life to a chilling discovery, a web of deceit was unveiled that shocked the quiet town of Clay, New York. Ashley, accused of being a serial killer, awoke one day to find herself at the center of a terrifying story she didn't write. The real architect of this horror was the person she trusted the most, her own mother, Stacy. This case unraveled a sinister plot, painting a stark picture of a mother, a friend, turned predator. The implications are chilling. The safety of one's own home, the trust in a parent, shattered by the revelation of Stacy's true nature. It's a grim reminder that sometimes the face of evil can be deeply familiar. In this tale of deceit and betrayal, we see that sometimes the most dangerous threats can come from those closest to us.